So I think we can start, isn't?
Yes, Swamiji, we can start.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirya Jatra Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubihi Veshema Devahitai Yadayuhum Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi Swasti no bruhaspatir dhadatum Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Yeah. Dear devotees, last class, that is around 15 days before, we were discussing, if you remember the previous class, we were discussing the Tatastha Lakshana and Swarupa Lakshana of the Brahman. So what is this Tatastha Lakshana and Swarupa Lakshana? It is a bit technical, I know that. But if you want to study Advaita Vedanta advanced text like Brahma Sutra and all these things are required. Tatastha Lakshana is relational definition. For example, the relation or the description of the God with relation to world. Or in other words, like I am describing a person with a relationship. Oh, who is he? Oh, he is Devadatta, the father of Somadatta. Now we are trying to explain Devadatta with reference to, in connection to Somadatta, in relation to Somadatta. That is called Tatastha Lakshana. Means it is a relational definition. The other is Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana is natural or nature-wise definition. For example, who is Brahman or what is Brahman? Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. Or Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Taittiriya Upanishad. So instead of Somadatta, who is Devadatta? Explaining as Devadatta himself. The nature of Devadatta explaining himself. That can be the Swarupa Lakshana. Now, Swarupa Lakshana also will be discussed in the second sloka. What is the Swarupa Lakshana? Little been discussed in the first sloka, in the second chapter, first canto, first sloka. Complete Swarupa Lakshana has been dealt in this second sloka, which is very important and which has got a very sublime ideas. And this one sloka can be meditated for few hours, for few days, or for few weeks. Whoever has attended my Drugdrishya Viveka classes, there we discussed 8 types of meditation. Advaita Vedantic type of meditation. So there we remember the words or the meanings. Based on the words and the meanings of the Atman, we can meditate. Now this one sloka, particular verse, can be taken for contemplation. Advaita Vedantic contemplation or non-dualistic contemplation. Let us see what it contains. Divyo Hamurta Purushaha Sabhaya Bhantaro hi Ajaha Aprano hi Amanaha Shubro hi Achaksharat Aksharat Paratah Paraha. The meaning goes like this. The Purusha is transcendental in nature. Why? Since he is formless. And he is the coextensive with that all that is external and internal, and he is birthless. He is without vital force, without mind, he is pure and superior to the other superior imperishable Maya. Now, here the author is trying to tell, or the Rishi is trying to explain the nature of the Brahman from the 4 angles. It is called 4 definitions, 4 Swarupa Lakshana of the Brahman or of the formless God, Nirakara, Nirguna Parabrahma or Brahman we can say. What is that? One is Sat, pure existence. The second is Chit, awareness or consciousness. The third is Ananda, bliss. Fourth is Ananta, that is infinite or limitless. Now, Sat means existence. What does this mean, existence? Now, the world exists, God exists, animals exist, birds exist, human beings exist, house exist, I exist, you exist, he or she exists. So many things are existing. Now, in commonality, in all these things is called, something is called existence, the essence. That is what called Sat. For an example, one more example I can give you. This is called universality. He is a human being. He is a human being. She is a human being. Like X, Y, Z, A, B, C, G, H, K. All of them are human beings. So since all of them are human beings, that humanity or the human beingness is common in all of them, either male or female. So similarly, the existence is the root or the substratum on which everything is existing. So that existence itself is called Sat, actually. Then the Chit. Chit is awareness, consciousness. I am aware of body. I am aware of mind. I am aware of so many things existing in and around. So that awareness itself is called Chit. Now, many times we say, oh, I got up. I awakened at 5 o'clock, or I got up at 5 o'clock and I was fully conscious of myself. So when we use such type of statements, that awareness or consciousness, we speak of body and mind. So we are not speaking of awareness with relation to something. We are speaking of awareness in itself. When we rise or when we experience that Brahman in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there only the awareness alone will be there. The I am that Brahman. When I say I am that Brahman, I and Brahman, there can be two things for us. But when we are experiencing that Brahman, during the experience, I will be merged in that Brahman. The Brahman and Brahman alone exist. That pure awareness, pure consciousness is what called Chit. That is one more definition of the God or the Lord or the Brahman. Then Ananda. Now sense gratification, sense pleasures are there. And we get some favorable circumstances, we get some success in our life, then we get happiness. And now here Ananda means it is bliss, much more higher than pleasure, much more higher than the happiness. That Ananda is the definition of the God or of the Brahman. Then the fourth is Ananta, which is infinite. It is not bound by time and space. Like Shantivratananda, when he's in Ireland, in Dublin 15, he cannot be elsewhere in Scotland or in India or in America. Because Shantivratananda, as this body, is bound by time and space. Space, now you understood. Okay, 50 years or 60 years before, does Shantivratananda exist? Did Shantivratananda exist? No. After some years, does Shantivratananda exist? No. So the Shantivratananda is bound by time and space. That's why his limit, he has got a limit. Whereas God is Ananta, he doesn't have any limit. Means basically, he's all pervasive. There is no place where God doesn't exist. There is no place, there is no thing where the Brahman doesn't exist. Of course, it is through absence of limitation, it has been expressed. So what does it understand all these things? When you go through these four definitions, you will understand whatever exists in the world, that is only self, only consciousness, only awareness, or only Brahman. God exists everywhere. First and foremost, we try to seek God either in temple or in the idol or in the worship place or in heaven or Vaikunta, particular place, particular world. Now, slowly, if you go further, then we start experiencing or we start thinking, feeling that, okay, God exists everywhere. This is the second important progress. Then the third progress will be God exists. Not only God exists everywhere, God alone exists. Means God means here Brahman, not with form. I mean to say here God is Brahman, which is formless God, or the consciousness. Brahman alone exists. It is not Brahman exists everywhere. Brahman and Brahman alone exist. That is the final understanding. So these four definitions is indicating that Brahman and Brahman alone exists conscious and conscious alone exist. There's nothing else. So to make us understand this phenomena, to make us understand this subtle principle or absolute truth, the Rishi is trying to define in these terms. Now, one more important as a corollary, we have to understand few things. One is that the consciousness is not a part or a product or a property of the body or of the matter. Consciousness includes existence and bliss also, of course. So the self or the consciousness, pure awareness, is not the part or product or property of the body. Just I'll give a simple example, like moonlight. On the full moon day, we are having a moonlight dinner. And we are having some dance and some music, and we are enjoying the moonlight, and we are having a talk, chat, and beautiful. Now, I mean, a lot of people were there. Among them, some children were also there in the moonlight dinner party. Then a child asked for mother, "Mother, we are having this moonlight. From where are we getting? Because we are in the forest or we are in the outskirts, because there is no electricity here." Then the mother says, "Yes, my dear, the moonlight, because there is a moonlight, there is no electricity here, no doubt. There's a natural light. Fine. This moonlight is coming from where? The moonlight is coming from moon. Oh, so the moonlight consists or exists in the moon. Common people say, yes, moonlight exists in the moon. But in reality, it is not so. Why? Moonlight is not part of the moon. Moonlight is not product of the moon. Moonlight is not property of the moon even. We all know that. So moon draws the light or energy from the sun, and it only reflects. So the moonlight is neither the part, nor the product, nor the property of the moon. It only absorbs, or it only draws the energy from the sun, and it only reflects to the earth, reflects on the earth. So similarly, consciousness is not the part or product or property of the body or even of the matter. You have to understand. And consciousness is an independent principle which pervades and enleaves the body. Now we have got, every one of us, we have got this body. So in the entire, body, there is no place where there is no consciousness alone. I mean, there is no place where there is no conscious. Conscious exists in everywhere. In this hair, consciousness exists, yes. In the eyes, yes. In this body, yes. In the heart, yes. In my hands, yes. Perhaps, contrarily, if you see in the Sankhya and especially not, Nyaya and Vaisheshika, they say consciousness is atomic particle, they say. That means for them, consciousness is an atomic particle, means it is a subtle object. Again, it will be, that means it is bound by time and space causation. Now, here consciousness is an independent principle which pervades and enlivens the body, means it is the subject and it is never the object. So this is the important point, again, we have to understand. And consciousness, it is inside the entire body, consciousness exists, that's fine. So then that means consciousness, is it limited by the body? No. Consciousness is not limited by the body. It pervades inside the body and it pervades outside the body in the whole universe and in between also. And consciousness continues to exist even after the death. Even if you go to coma, or if you die, if a person dies, even so, consciousness survives. Consciousness exists. So many people, they have got this big question. After death, where does consciousness go? How does consciousness travels from one world to another world, or transcendental worlds, or heaven or hell? Or how does it enters the new born baby? Consciousness cannot travel. Consciousness doesn't travel. One is consciousness doesn't travel because it is never the object, it is the subject, and it cannot travel because it is all pervasive. When it is all pervasive, how it can travel? And the third is, it is not bound by time and space, so it cannot travel. Then what does travel from birth to, from after death to new birth, if you ask, for the new child or a born baby or mother's embryo, it is only the subtle body, which is called Sukshma Sharira, it travels. We all, if you remember the class of Tattvabodha or Aproksha Anubhuti, we have discussed in detail. So in consciousness, one more thing is consciousness continues to exist even if the external world, manifested world, ceases to exist. So tomorrow pralaya happens, dissolution happens, and the whole world gets destroyed. It gets dissolved. It goes to the unmanifested state. Then does consciousness exist? Yes. So whether the world exists or not, consciousness continues to exist. So there was no time, there is no time, and there will be no time where consciousness doesn't exist. So this idea has to be, drilled in our mind. By that, we will understand consciousness is never the object, it is not the object, it is the subject, and it is eternal, and it is free from all this time and space causation. Okay. Now, Swarupa Lakshana, we were discussing. Now, Swarupa Lakshana is what? Here, it is the Lord or the Brahman is Sat, Chit, Ananda, and Ananta. And now the same Brahman, with its help of its power called Maya, its own nature, which is, which cannot be separated, then Brahman plus Maya, what it is called, Karana Ishvara, it is what from that world is being produced. Now, Karana Ishvara is what? Divyaha. So, Divyaha, he Amurtaha, Purushaha. The Upanishad sloka is saying that. So, this Purusha means here Brahman, Chaitanya. So, he is Divya. Divya means divine. What is this Divya? Or it is Chaitanya or consciousness. And Amurtaha. Amurtaha means it is formless. So the Karana Ishvara, the Brahman, it doesn't have any form at all. It is formless. And it is very divine. Means again, divine means consciousness, that's all. So Bhaya Abhyantara. So it exists externally and internally. Inside your body and outside your body, means in the entire world, it exists. There is no place, there is no consciousness. There is no thing where consciousness does not exist. So God or Brahman is all-pervasive, is omnipresent. That's what they are telling. So that is being told Sarvagataha. If you remember Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad slokas, we can say Sarvagata. So this one word, like Divyaha, Brahman is Divya, is divine, conscious, one can meditate. Now God is all-pervasive, Sabhayabhyantara Shuchi, Sabhayabhyantara Shuchi. You can see Purusha Sukta, Narayana Sukta, we discussed there. So Sarvagata, God is all-pervasive. This again, this one word, one can meditate. Then Ajaha. Ajaha means he is free from birth. So he is free from birth means he is free from death also. So he is never born and he never dies. So one who is birthless and one who is free from birth and one who is free from death. Now, this body, mind, whatever is there in this whole world, everything has got date of manufacture and date of expiry, including the atoms, electrons, matter. Millions of years before this world might have formed, no doubt. But how many years is there, we don't know. Maybe after millions of years, again, it may get destroyed. Anything has been born, it has to die. Only time matters, that's all. But whereas Ajaha means it is free from birth, means it is birthless and it is free from death. That is the beauty of the Ajaha. And who is this Purusha? Purusha means Sakshi Chaitanya. That is who exists in every being, who is manifesting in every being. Now, Apranaha. Apranaha means he is not the prana. So many people say, okay, the vital force, the energy. Okay, the Brahman can be energy, the vital force. So is it? No. So the Upanishad is negating that. You cannot confuse the prana, the vital force, life breath with the Brahman, because there are people who says that the consciousness, or the eternal principle is what? The life breath or energy. Energy is very important. That's why the Brahman may be energy like that. In Upanishads, when we read Taittiriya Upanishad, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, all these discussions have been discussed, and there were few class of people in the ancient days saying that the God or the Brahman or the Atman can be energy. That's why to negate that, they are using the word apranaha. He is not a prana. He is free. He is above or beyond the prana. He amanaha. Amanaha means, again, he is not disturbed, he is not changed, he is not tainted by the mind. Whereas in our life case, you see, now I am happy. I am happy, so everything is going on well. Say, for example, today, tomorrow, I'll face some failure, or I'm being criticized, or something happens, unfavorable circumstances comes into, I have to face unfavorable circumstances. Then immediately I will be unhappy. Yesterday, I was happy, and today I am unhappy. So this I am unhappy and I was happy, then who is this I? Here, this I is relating to the mind. So because my consciousness is attached with the mind, with a reflected consciousness, that's why sometimes I am thinking, I'm experiencing that happiness and unhappiness. But in reality, the Sakshi Chaitanya or the Brahman or the self or the consciousness, it is neither happy nor unhappy. It is beyond that, it is blissful. So if I say that then I am unhappy, then who is that unhappy? Our mind is unhappy. So if when mind is happy, our mind is unhappy, because of the dual nature, self is not getting disturbed. The moment when we understand, if we can put into practice, then what happens? So many changes will be happening in our life. Favorable circumstances comes, unfavorable circumstances comes. And it goes also, of course, but then I will not be disturbed. I will be complete. I'll be composed. I can be peaceful. I can be blissful. Again, the word of caution or quote and unquote is, world will not change. World may not change. People may not change. Situations may not change in and around you, but you'll be changed person when you understand that I am beyond all this. I is the self. Self is amanaha, means I am not tainted by, I am not disturbed by, I am not polluted by mind. When mind becomes dirt, when mind becomes weak, I think I become weak. I have become dirty, or my mind, or I am seeing all wrong things, perceiving wrong things. No, it is only mind is perceiving. I am not perceiving. I am free from all that, and I am beyond all these things. That is what very important. Why? Because Shubhraha, I am crystal clear. I am pure. There is no little even dirt, even 0.00001 I mean, 0.0001% dirt is not in me. Why? Because I am pure, ever pure, eternal pure. Simple example can be taken is like pot, the space in the pot. Now, for an example, in front of the potter's house, there's enough space. Now he created 5 or 10 pots, and he kept 5 or 10 pots in front of his house. Now, the same entire area which was free or which was open and it was one, because he kept 10 parts, for an ignorant person, he is thinking that there are 10 spaces has been created. Now, in 1 or 2 parts, some dirty thing got fell, and because of that, inside the whole space of the pot has got a bad smell, bad odor. Then we are feeling that the entire space has been polluted because of some wrong material or whatnot. But in reality, the space can never become polluted, never can become contaminated. It is always free, and you cannot divide space at all. Though, of course, we make flats, we make sites 10 by 6, 8 by 10, 20 by 30, 40 by 50, 80 by 90. One plot of land, we segment into different piece of lands, and we say, okay, this space is yours, and this space is mine, this space is his, and that space is her. We all make that fine in the day-to-day world. But in reality, you cannot divide the space. So similarly, the spaces cannot be divided and spaces cannot be polluted. It is always only one space, and it is always free from all the impurities. So similarly, I the self is only one. There are not many, and it is always pure. It can never be impure at all. So purity and impurity, it is only with the mind. It is not with the self or the conscious or the Brahman. He aksharat paratah paraha. So when you hear all these things, what do you understand? Again, I am the subject, never the object. I am free from birth and death. I am pure. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the vital energy. I am not the thoughts. I am not the feelings. Then why am I getting disturbed from all these things? My emotions are weak, or there is uproar in my emotions. There is a, what you say, up and downs in my emotions. Okay, that's a part of mind. Your mind is getting disturbed. Then why do you think, or why should we think that we are getting disturbed? We are not supposed to get disturbed. That is not our real nature at all. I, as the self Sakshi, I can just observe all of them. Just like when you go to a cinema theater, you are observing cinema. Just you are watching the cinema and you are enjoying that. Why can't we practice that Sakshi or witness in every part of life? So that is what the takeaway message from this sloka. I am not the body. So if tomorrow, because of old age or some reason, I've got cold, I've got fever, and I've got body pain, whatnot. Body has got pain, no doubt, but I don't have a pain. But we think as if I have got a pain, and because of my attachment or wrong cognition, wrong notion, my suffering gets increases. That is what the thing we have to understand. For example, in Sri Ramakrishna's case, he had a throat cancer. His body was suffering so much. Even a cup of water, or even little rice pudding or semolina pudding, rava payas, even small 2 spoons he was unable to take and consume. I mean, he was just reduced to just bone and skin, but he was happy. The disciples who were there in and around, they never saw even once that Sri Ramakrishna was having a longing face because of the throat cancer and because of his suffering. His body might be suffering, but he was not suffering. And this is possible in every one of our life. There's a beautiful story. Sadashiva Brahmendra was the great saint in the southern part of India. We all know that. Great Advaitin. He was going, because he was a Brahmagnani, he was an knower of Brahman, he didn't had any body-mind consciousness. But of course, it was not willfully. Perchance it happened. Once he was not wearing any cloth at all. So just as a naked person, just is walking. He's not aware of the surroundings. He's not aware of the people in and around. He was just in that Brahman consciousness. He was experiencing that bliss and just is walking. And he's probably he's in 30s or 40s or whatever. He's a grown-up person, male person, and in a naked, he's walking. While walking in the middle of the forest or in the outskirts of the city, just in that time, one Muslim emperor with his family, he was traveling somewhere. So just to rest, they had put a tent and their whole family was resting. Then this Muslim emperor, he came out for some reason. And their family, wife and children, everyone is resting there. And he sees that at the distance near the tent, a person in a naked way is going. So obviously he got very frightened and he got angry also. He starts calling, but there is no response from Sadashiva Brahmendra. He goes and he tries to stop, but Sadashiva Brahmendra continues. So with angry, because he didn't understand why it is happening, out of anger, he took the sword and he cut the hands of the Sadashiva Brahmendra. Now, blood is profusely going out, oozing out. And Sadashiva Brahmendra even is not have body consciousness that he has lost his hand, but still he continues to walk. Then when he witnessed this great incident, then this, Muslim emperor understood there is something great in him and he's not willfully or having a wrong thinking or having any ulterior motives is going to my family, people or wife or tent. So probably there's a mistake. He understood, he took the hand and he apologized and he gave the hand. Just like if someone gives for us some presents we carry, similarly Sadashiva Brahmendra took the hand, he holded it in the left hand, he moved for it. Of course, this is extreme condition, extreme case, I know that. But what I wish to say that once you've well established in the self, whatever may come and whatever it may go, you don't get perturbed. That state of equanimous, you can say, or no perturbation or whatever, that is possible, that can be attained when you exist in yourself. Means feeling that awareness, feeling the consciousness, feeling that I am the self, not the body and mind. So all these definitions of the Brahman or of the Purusha will help us to remove the wrong cognition, to remove the wrong understanding, to remove the ignorance. So we have to be very clear. So whenever our body gets disturbed, our mind gets disturbed, our intellect gets disturbed, we get stressed, our emotions gets weakened, then we can remember this shloka. Divyaha, aham divyaha, I am divine. And then ajaha, I am birthless, neither I have got a birth nor death. Then aprana, I am not even prana. Amanaha, I'm not even the mind. So if I'm not the mind, I'm not the ego, I'm not the intellect, I'm not thought, I'm not feeling, I'm not emotions, whatnot. Shubhra, I'm pure. So each word we can remember, we can understand, and we can meditate. Aksharat paratah paraha. Now here when I describe this, you will understand why do we need guru or teacher to understand scriptures. Akshara. Akshara means we all know that. Kshara means destructible. Akshara means indestructible. So generally the Brahman or the God is defined as, explained as Akshara. So here Aksharat means what? Actually, here Aksharat means it is Maya. So it is a contextually we have to understand here Aksharat means Maya. Just I will try to explain, then you will understand. So Aksharat Paratah Paraha. Now Brahman plus Maya is what? World, Jagat. What is that Maya? Unmanifested name and form, if you remember. Or time and space causation, if you remember the definitions according to Drugdrisha Viveka or Mundaka Upanishad or Tattva-bodha, we have all discussed all this. So what is Maya? Either unmanifested name and form or unmanifested time and space causation. That is what Maya you can say. So Brahman plus Maya is what? Jagat or the world. Now the world, if you take great, then this Maya is what? Greater. Then the Brahman is greatest. So positive, comparative, superlative degrees we might have read. So the world is great, if you take, then the Maya is what? Greater, and the Brahman is what? The greatest. So from that superlative degree, this Aksharat Paratah Paraha is been used as the superlative degree. So Maya is what? Jagat is what? Greater, then Maya is what? Greater, and the Aksharat is what? Akshara is what? The greatest. So from superlative degree, it is told. So Aksharat Paratah Paraha means Brahman is superior to Maya, which is superior to the world. Brahman is superior to the Maya, which is superior to the world. So that's what we have to understand. So in the shloka number 1 and shloka number 2, we can say, on the lighter side, pre-Big Bang theory has been explained. Pre-Big Bang theory has been explained. In the shloka 3 and 4, post-Big Bang theory will be explained. Means how the creation happens will be explained in the shloka number 3 and shloka number 4. Now the question may come for all of us, Brahman alone exists, you say. Brahman alone is real, the world is appearance or mithya, we say first, okay. Then you say Brahman is all-pervasive, okay, fine. Then you say Brahman alone exists, there's nothing else. Then why should we understand the world? Why should we read about the evolution? Why should we understand about the creation of the world? Why? Because how much ever we listen, hear, but still, if not all of us, many of us, we may get a question. Okay, you understood, you explained what is the nature of Brahman, what's the next nature of myself or oneself, and all these things fine, but we are perceiving this world, or we are experiencing the world every moment. Then how can we say that it is not, it doesn't exist, or it is illusion or delusion or whatnot? And if so, then how did it came into existence? How, when, why? All these questions will boggle our mind. So since it is boggling our mind, we are not able to get away from this thought, and we are not able to hold on to the Brahman. So to help us, to help the seer's mind, to help the spiritual aspirant's mind intellectually, the authors or the scriptures are taking the pain to explain the evolution of the universe. Etasmat jayate pranaha manas sarvendriyani cha kam vayur jyotirapah prithvi vishwasya dharini. So it is just Tattva-bodha idea has been clearly told. Just I will mention, I will not go detail here. From him, that is from that imperishable Brahman, originates the vital force, that is prana, as well as the mind, manaha, all the senses, 5 sense organs and 5 sense organs of action, 5 sense organs of knowledge, pancha gnanendriyas and pancha karmendriyas. Then come means akasha, space, vayuhu, air, jyotihi, fire, apaha, water, prithvi, earth, and vishwasya dharini. And what all supports the universe and all these things, basically everything has been emerged from this Brahman. That's all. Now, if you remember that Panchikarana from Brahman plus Maya, from Satvika portion, Manas and Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas comes from Rajas portion of the Maya. We get a, what do you say, Pancha Pranas, and from Tamo portion, you get a Pancha Tanmatras, from Chatan Tanmatras, Pancha Bhutas comes, and that is Panchikarana. All these things we have discussed in detail in Tattva. So that is the same idea has been given here. Now, this is the scriptural, the theory is what? Scriptural creation. How the world is manifested has been explained here. So it is only discussed to know the relationship between the God and the world, that's all. The God has been created this world, or God is appearing as this world. To make us understand only these things has been taken. So sometimes we keep on comparing the science and with this, and science is telling this, is Vedanta is telling that, or is it different, or which is right, which is wrong. We keep on comparing. Sometimes okay, but the intention of the scriptures explaining the world and the theory of creation is only to make us understand there is a relationship between the God and the universe. To make us understand only, we have to know this. Now, here one important technical point you have to understand. From Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, from Hiranyagarbha, Virat. Ishvara is, we can say, causal universe, the sum and the causal universe, and the Hiranyagarbha is what? Samashti Prana. The sum and total of energy, the sum and total of minds, or the samashti sukshma prapancha, that is the subtle cosmic universe, you can say. Virat Purusha, the gross universe at samashti level. So this you have to keep it in mind. It will help for the next loka. Agni Murda Chakshushi Chanda Suryo Disha Shrotre Vagvivrutascha Vedaha Vayu Prano Rudayam Vishwamasya Padbyam Prithvihi Esha Sarva Bhutantaratma. So basically, the gross cosmic universe is, which is called Virat principle, is been explained in this verse. In the earlier verse, it was Hiranyagarbha Samashti Sukshma Prapancha has been told. Now it is Stula Samashti Prapancha will be explained in the fourth verse. The indwelling self of all is surely he of whom the heaven is the head, the moon and the sun are the two eyes, the directions are the two ears, the revealed Vedas are the speech, here is the vital force, the whole universe is the heart, and from whose feet emerged the earth. Now, the whole creation has been given figurative language here actually. Say for an example, a person has been imagined. Now, a person has got, a human being has got a head, he has got eyes, he has got ears, he has got tongue, he has got hands, he has got legs, all these things. So keeping that, now if you say that God or the whole world, the universe has been conceived or has been imagined as a Purusha or as a male form or female form, basically human form, what is this? So here they are telling that Agni means again here, it is not Agni means fire, here Agni means again it is the heaven or Svarga Loka. So the Agni or the Svarga is the head of Virat Purusha, it seems. Now again, if you remember Gayatri mantra, there we say Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha or Swaha Tatsa Vitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Who is the cause for the creation of the Bhuloka, the earth, Bhuvarloka, which is in the middle, and Swaha, that is Svargaloka, heaven. And I shall meditate on the effulgence of that supreme self, so that may my intuition be awakened. Now, he is the creator of this Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. Suvarloka or Swaloka means it is what Svargaloka. So that Svargaloka or the heaven, the world heaven, which is called, it is the head of this Virat Purusha, it seems. Virat Purusha is what? The cosmic universal self. So the Svarga, the manifested heaven, the manifested universe, which is heaven, is the head of the Virat Purusha, it seems. Okay, head you are telling. Then what about the eyes? There are two eyes for Virat Purusha also. Who are they? Chandra and Surya. That is moon and the sun, or the eyes of the Virat Purusha. Then what about ears? There are 10 directions. All these 10 directions are the ears of the Lord. You know, north direction, west direction, south and east we know, and other four Ishanya, four directions we know, and above and below. All these 10 directions. All these 10 directions are the ears of the Lord. The lighter side, I would like to say, what does it mean? So he has got ears in 10 directions means he has got ears everywhere. That means God can hear everything. So we cannot maintain any secrets, we cannot hide any secret from the God. I mean, just on the lighter side. Then Vak Vivrutascha Vedaha. So what is the speech? What is the speech here? What is his tongue means? It is Vedas. So because Vedas are nothing but the treasure house of the knowledge, isn't it? So the Vedas itself is his tongue or his mouth or his speech. And see, Vak Vivrutascha Vedaha, they are used. Vivruta means actually it is prasiddha. It is very famous. It is well known. Yeah. So what is the mouth? What is the mouth of the Virat Purusha? Oh, it's a well-known concept. What is that? Vedas are his mouth. Vedas is the organ of speech. So because we all follow the Vedic religion or Vedas or Vedikas or Vedic culture, from that point, this thing will be very interesting point. Then what is the vital force of this cosmic Purusha? It means it is Vayu. Vayu is the air. Then Rudayam Vishwaha. So what is the heart? The entire universe is what? The heart of the world. Basically, is the support of the universe, is the support of the world, is the substratum of the world. To make us understand, this symbolical language has been used. Then Padvyam Prithvi. Then whatever the world, I mean the earth, planet or the manifested universe on which we are living, this is the feet of the Lord itself. Sarva Bhutantaratma. And he is the indweller in every being. He resides in every being. How to understand? For example, when we are doing some actions, our mind tells, our conscience tells, you do this, it is good. You don't do this, you should not do this is bad. That inner conscience, we say, that is nothing but God. Many times people ask, oh, there are so many people doing wicked things. Why God is keeping quiet? No, God is, telling them, please do this, please don't do this. But still people won't listen. Then he allows them, okay, whatever you would like to do, you do. And whatever comes as a part of that product of that, experience it. So basically, Lord has these three worlds as his body. Means what? There is God and God alone. This entire universe is what? In the God, or it exists in the God. If you remember Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, that is the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you'll be able to understand. There is God and God alone. So the whole world, manifested universe, unmanifested universe, everything exists in the God and God alone. To make us understand, this symbolical language has been used. So we should not get into confused. How the Swarga, the entire Swarga or the heaven can be the head of thing, head they're saying, then the Surya Chandra, the eyes, all the symbolic language to make us understand everything has been emerged from the God. So God and God alone exist, or Brahman and Brahman alone exist, or the divinity or the consciousness alone exists, and everything has been emerged from that, or everything has been projected from that. So God is the substratum of every existence. Brahman is the substratum of every existence. To make us understand, these things has been told. Now in the fifth sloka, now macrocosmos is over. It is about the universe has been over. Now what about the individual being? Microcosmos, we can say individual beings. How individual beings have been, from where they have come, what is the root, and what does it mean? This has been discussed in the fifth sloka. Let us try to understand, or let us try to discuss in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, any questions?
Swamiji, I have
Hmm.
two questions. One is, you mentioned that Akshara in this context is Maya.
Hmm.
I didn't understand the explanation, because everywhere else Akshara is referred to as Brahman. And
Hmm. Yeah. So yes.
so if you could
So
just repeat
yes.
that explanation, I didn't
Yes.
get that.
Aksharat parataha paraha. Akshara is superior to other superior You otherwise just I will tell. No, aksharat paratah paraha. Aksharat parat paratah paraha. Now there is something which is superior to other superior imperishable Maya. Here Akshara means it is imperishable. Okay. So Akshara means it is imperishable Maya. Okay. So Aksharat, from Akshara, there is the superior Aksharat Parataha. So, I mean, again, you have to Paraha Aksharat Parataha means the superior imperishable Maya. Okay. And there is superior, something else superior to that. What is that? That is Brahman. So it is like two negative things put positive, you say that. So that I would just sizzled it out and I told you. Now,
Understood.
Maya is superior to Jagat and Brahman is superior to Maya. Just I mean, in a layman's language, just I sizzled out. Now, basically,
Understood.
what you understand is the subtle things are superior to grosser things.
Understood. So effectively, it is saying that Akshara is superior to Maya, which is but it is calling Maya indestructible in this context.
Yes. So, Akshara is Maya. So, Paraha Aksharat Parataha. When it splits, when you make it a prose form, it becomes like this. So, Parataha Paraha Aksharat means superior imperishable Maya. There is something superior to superior imperishable Maya. So what is that? Something there is which is superior to superior imperishable Maya. That is what? That is Brahman. I mean, very strange. I mean, it can be a bit strange also, but anyhow, they have used it. What to do?
The other question, Swamiji, I had was
Hmm.
I don't know whether it is just I understand when we keep saying that we can't think of consciousness or Brahman as an object, and that is a mistake we end up making, or it's natural for us to think of it as an object.
Hmm.
But when we say something like consciousness exists as unmanifest,
Hmm.
Brahman, right? How manifestation is needed for existence? No? I'm unable to. Just seems uh, because existence is
Hmm.
there needs to be manifestation for existence.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is no existence. So I'm unable to. I can understand that Brahman exists in its
Brahman is the
unmanifest.
subject. It is not the object. You understood. You can
Yeah,
understand. Fine.
and it is
Okay.
unmanifest, but it cannot
Brahman is
exist.
unmanifested. Okay.
Yeah, but existence cannot be there because existence, by definition, is referring to when we talk about existence principle, right? Even when Sat, when we talk about it,
Hmm.
is we are going back to manifest states. It's very difficult to talk about an existence principle in an unmanifest. How is I'm unable to connect existence? I cannot connect consciousness, but Ananda can also be connected. But to say that something existence is unmanifest is a bit.
Yeah. So, okay. Probably I will tell, I mean, I will try to explain this in other way. So in a different way, probably. Then why the Brahman is called Sat only? In here, Upanishad says time and again, Brahman cannot be explained because it is beyond mind, it is beyond speech, it is beyond sense organs, isn't it? Brahman cannot be really explained. Okay, fine. If so, then why are you explaining Brahman only through Satchit Ananda only? Why not something else? Why? Because when I say Brahman is subject, it is never the object, and you cannot perceive through your sense organs, it cannot be pursued by mind, it cannot be pursued by intellect, it cannot be seen from your any sense organs or any instruments. When I say, when I explain all these things, what it is not, when I'm explaining, you may lead into the conclusion, a sort of conclusion. You may come into conclusion or you may land into conclusion saying that, oh, okay, probably then that means Brahman may not exist at all. So this doubt, this question can come strongly for us. To negate this, to arrest that doubt, so they say that Brahman is Sat, Brahman is existence. This is one way of understanding. Sometimes they give this type of explanation. The other is, To manifest, you need existence, and for unmanifest, you don't need existence, you are feeling that. Because we are thinking that, again, because we are objectifying the concept there actually. Okay, existence means that is something on which the whole world is existing. So we are objectifying the concept there actually. Since we are objectifying the concept, that's why this problem is getting. Now, when you say Brahman is Sat or existence, existence is not an object again. It is neither the object, nor the nor the matter, nor the mind, nor the energy. And I will give probably one more example. You will understand. Now, you have got a desire. Just to say, for example, to have a Tesla car. You have got an intense desire that to have a Tesla car. Now, if I ask you, okay, Swamiji, I have got an intense desire to have a Tesla car, to buy a Tesla car, to purchase a Tesla car, you said. I said, fine, good, you go ahead. But for my understanding, can you show me this desire? No, it is not possible, Swamiji, because that is in my mind. Okay, can we do operation, brain tumor, or brain operation or whatever? Can we pinpointedly show? No, we cannot. Then is it a subject or it is an object or whatnot when we discuss? It is just thought. It is a function. It is a function of the mind at the most, we can say. Now, just thought, it can manifest. It can make me to manifest in the form of getting a Tesla car, isn't it? It doesn't have any objective presence actually. You can experience in your mind, fine. But the desire doesn't have any objective existence. But still, it can make me to do so many things in the world. Do you understand the link here? So because everything, whatever we hear the concepts, how much ever we get the definitions, because that is our strength and that is our limitations of the mind, we objectify. Say, for example, Brahman is blissful, Brahman is existence, Brahman is knowledge, or Brahman is awareness. It doesn't have any form. Okay. Then you are trying to imagine or you are trying to understand, knowingly or unknowingly, you will start thinking that Brahman has a huge form of light, probably. Because without name and without form, we can't think. That's where even the existence concept is also we are trying to objectify. That's where this question can come or this doubt can come for us. It is a hard nut to break. That is very sure. Obviously, I mean, we have to bit probably think or think for oneself.
No, I see the parallel between desire and uh, thought itself and the unmanifest nature. But yeah, I think the challenge is to think of existence in a subjective way. That is not easy.
Yes. It needs some time to understand. Yeah. I hope no other questions.
Maharaj,
Uh-huh.
Aksharat itself is superior. Then why we are saying Parata Aksharat? Why we need something again? So what is meant by superior Maya or inferior Maya?
Okay. So okay. So it is not like in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says there are two types of things. No, here it is nothing. There is no superior Maya or inferior Maya. So Maya is something, Maya is used as superior Maya, superior imperishable is used from the sense of, this is called Lakshyartha and Vachyartha. If you probably in Drugdrisha Viveka, in Aprokshanabhuti or Tattvabodha, by discussing, I use this, all these things, that any definition has got Lakshyartha and Vachyartha. Vachyartha is literal meaning, Lakshyartha is applied meaning, isn't it? Applied meaning and implied meanings, all these things. Now here Aksharat Parataha, okay, Aksharat from Maya we can say, then why there is a need of an adjective called superior? If it is superior, then there should be some context, some reference, isn't it? That's why I told from the reference, what is the reference point? Reference point is Jagat here. Compared to Jagat, manifested universe, this Maya is superior. And compared to superior Maya, the superiorest, superior, of course, I mean, grammatically it is wrong. I'm saying superior, superiorest. If you take, then superior is what? Jagat, superior is what? Maya, and superiorest is what? Brahman.
But Jagat cannot be Akshara, right?
No, no. Here Akshara means Maya only, that's all.
And
So Jagat is not been told directly here. Jagat has not been told directly here. It is implied meaning. You have to deduce it.
and one more thing is there, means it is maybe silly thing that that birthless means deathless, like we always say. But say for the universe, we say that we don't know when it started actually. So the manufacturing date is not known. So we can consider it is as birthless. But it is not deathless. Once we realize,
yes.
So
Yes, yes, you are right. So Ajaha means it is birthless. Since it is no more birth, it is no more death also. Okay. This is what, if there is no birth, there is no death. This is what the logical connection is under this. But in Maya thing, or in the Jagat is, it is Maya, it is Anadi, but it is Santa. It is Anadi. So it is Anadi means what? It doesn't have an Adi means it is beginningless. Means it is existing. We didn't say that it is free from birth. Do you understand? Ajaha and Anadi there's a two different things actually. Here we are saying the Brahman is Ajaha, means free from birth. Now with respect to Maya, we are saying it is Anadi. We are not saying that it is Aja. Again, Anadi means beginningless means what? We don't know, that's all. So there's a subtle technical difference between Aja and Anadi. Did you understand?
Yes. Yes. So it did have a birth, but when we don't know.
Yes. Why? Because when itself is a part of creation. When the creation started, when started, time started actually. That is the reason we cannot tell. I mean, one of the possible logical answer, I mean. Yeah. Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you. Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji. Jai Ram Krishna.
Pranam Maharaj.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Pranam Maharaj.
Stay to all of